Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Final Fantasy XVI. We are about to speak with Gav because he is checking out our, basically our library, and it seems that he found out a bit more about Torgal's situation. The fact that he changed a little bit during our encounter with Kupka. Yeah, he turned in some kind of lightning beast. My theory so far, and this is based on nothing but my own thoughts, I think he might have been chosen by Ramuh to represent at least a part of him as an avatar of some kind or an icon in itself. God, he does seem to have similar powers like Sid had. So I'm very curious of what Gav has managed to find out.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Tomes?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf. An animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
That's a really cool theory.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other?
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened, just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own, his latent birthright as a frostwolf. It had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal.
So basically a descendant of Fenrir.
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
Very cool.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
Excuse me?
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shall be a moment.
Alright, so she's gonna go straight into working on her workshop? I wonder what the workshop's gonna look like. And what can we do with it? I'm sure it's gonna be beneficial for the hideaway, but still.
Isn't it brilliant?
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot, starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them. Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
I hope so, but I want to look around here a bit more.
We have everything we need to begin work in earnest.
And work in earnest we shall!
Thanks for before, son. That was a good deed you did me. Only right I do you one in return. Though I did wonder if I'd bit off more than I could chew when Mid showed me her plans for the place. If she hadn't been there to tell me what to do, I wouldn't have known where to start.
Good, so you learned in the progress as well. Perfect.
Thanks for letting me do this, Clive. I'll pay you back, I promise.
Okay, but what can we use this for? There has to be a purpose, right? Yes, you're an engineer, but what can we use this for? It's gonna be like defenses for the hideaway? Maybe even new type of weapons? Improvements to our character, maybe to the base itself, based upon quests we might fulfill? I see potential, but I don't know the framework, so it can go anywhere in my mind. I guess we'll just have to wait until we're a little bit further into the story. And while we do that, let's see what we have unlocked by doing these side quests.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
Glad to be here.
Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Okay, so a rose is a rose orchestra roll. These rolls, I would love to have them, but they're very, very low on my wish list at the moment. I think the empty shard, I think, is more important to me than the roll itself because of what I can potentially make with that shard. Same thing with here, the ability points. 400 extra ability points is not too shabby. And considering what I've changed in between episodes, I basically set up Titan. It cost a lot of ability points, so I stripped them from the abilities that we are not using and trying to increase what we have. But I still need like 2,000 more to master all the moves that I have equipped right now. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna increase our chances when we're moving on in the game, but we'll have to see. A clerk's medallion sounds nice, but what does it do? Direwolf chess, and we need more for that. Can we? No, we need to accept it if to see it, isn't it? Because the accessories can be extremely useful, but they can also be extremely useless. Direwolf chess. I'm gonna see if I have a clerk medallion plot 0 in my list, just to get an indicator what it actually is, because it does sound familiar. Yeah, we have that. Oh, so if we get that, our healing would be even better. Well, at least the potions that we're using, so it's not a bad thing. Alright, and as you can see, I equipped Titan. So we have to play around with the block. I haven't used it yet, but I think having the ability to block in a fight might be useful. Might. We'll have to see, because if I can't time it right, then the fact that we can block means nothing anymore. And it does say that if you block perfectly, you can have like up to 3 counter moves, which sounds nice. Like you block the damage and then you counter 3 times. So I do see the potential in that. But yes, let's go to Vivian. I don't see any other side quests roaming about. So let's see what she learned.
How goes the hunt for Kupka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
Are we actually going to wait until she figured it out?
What? Here?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
Ooh. Someone we know?
For your trouble.
It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle.
Uncle Byron?
Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here!
I like Byron. Bit weird, but very friendly. And let's be honest, people and characters that are weird are lovely. Meanwhile, Twin Side, the Holy Empire of Sanbreque. Seat of the Imperial Court.
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmecs empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
What do they think happened?
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmecs will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can. And once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmecs to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on.
What a villain. No respect
Dion?
for his people.
Yes, sire.
No honor.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp.
Yeah, to the Emperor he's nothing but a tool to be used to wipe out his enemies, so there's no chance of them ever retaliating against him.
If that is your wish, your Radiance, I shall depart at once.
Because I get what he's going for, but there's absolutely no honor in it.
MacGregor forgive you.
I don't think he cares.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
Is he going to try to take out his own,
So Annabella's
let's say,
tales were true.
dominant?
You disappoint me, Dion.
Because I think by this point, by the way he's treating him, you cannot see him as his son anymore. And then there's her. The biggest, let us say, villainess out there in this game.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
Oh, definitely. Let's have a little chat with him. Just look around. Yeah, no markings for side quests.
The Lithians have been up to their own. It's just one
I'm
thing after
pretty
another
sure
around
he
here.
just wanted to see me, isn't it? Knowing it is a favorite, let's say, his nephew is alive and well. He just wants to visit him every now and then, so he can actually become his favorite uncle, which I'm sure he is.
Well, fuck me. Never thought I'd see the dear Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses came to tea.
Or is here to warn us about some dire news or something like that. Maybe he knows what Kupka's up to.
Ah, my dear nephew, how I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
Gav is ecstatic.
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you.
Ah, we're going hunting? I wouldn't mind that.
It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift, and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
Not our own, just yours.
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canverward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned, and where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna leave Jill behind so she can rest up. Even though, knowing Jill, she would probably say that she's still gonna go, yeah. Alright, let's see, no green markings. Let's make sure. I have a feeling that there might be at least one side quest involving the backyard, because we did get those seeds from the blue plants on the last episode, and maybe they can make some seedlings with a little bit of our help. If that's the case, we definitely want to do that. But let's press on a little bit further.
Red's finished outfitting her little workshop, I hear. With a little help from Sid, of course.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The lands around the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
I love the fact that Gav is so not comfortable with having him here that he's like, oh, fuck for that.
I heard they call Rosina the Desert Hare on account of how little escapes her ears. That and her habit of bolting at the first sign of danger. But if she knew Sid was looking for her, she might just be tempted back out of her burrow.
Well, it's definitely worth a try, because the more allies we have, the better it is. Especially in the hunt for Kupka. And I know the reason why Clive wants to get him now, because now he is weak. If by some miracle he recovers, then we have a full power Titan again against us, instead of maybe at 50% or something. So yeah, from a strategic point, I can totally understand that.
What's wrong, Gav?
It's this gold your uncle gave us. Are you sure it's all right for us to take it?
My uncle isn't easily refused, especially where dispersing his wealth is concerned.
But 2,000 talents. I don't even know how much that is in Gil.
It's the price of a quayside mansion in the Crystalline Dominion. He sold one to fund our endeavor. He was hoping to part with it anyway, what with war brewing in the region. And, luckily for him, a Sambraquan noble was willing to pay over the odds for a foothold in the Holy Emperor's neighborhood.
But still, 2,000 talents? I mean, is it normal for nobles to give away that kind of money?
It's normal for my uncle.
Fuck me. Oh, the other half live here?
Well, now that we've got a few gills to rub together, do you think it'd be alright if I splashed out on a few bottles of Lost Twins finest?
Here, leave some for the rest of us, Otto. If he's filling his cellar, I'm filling our larder, starting with a barrel of the best salt-cured northern salmon.
I'll leave you to decide how best to use it. Just don't spend it all at once, all right?
Oh, there will definitely be some frivolous spending, I can assure you that, but yeah. If it is as much as he's indicating, like the price of a small mansion, then this can fund our actions for a long time. So yeah, we have to be careful how we spend it. Nothing for ourselves.
May the winds of fortune be forever at your back, Sid.
Don't say that. The last thing you need when you're crossing the desert is for the wind to pick up.
Okay, no new icons at the Black Hammer or Karen's Tail. Yeah, I think we're ready.
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
Ooh, a new location. Well, we're just logical because we had this region, and now we're gonna go all the way here, so we have to go down south. Pretty sure we're just gonna have to move through a few regions before we hit something worthwhile. And maybe even a new ally. The Dalmatian Republic. An extremely sandy area.
I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
With a little bit of exploring in the area surrounding it. Maybe an enemy or two. The Rill of the Sands. Interesting. Deserts, not my favorite areas in games, but I do not mind exploring something new. Oh, this is a pretty big area. The bandit's bad.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark them well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands.
No worries. Thus taking a very broad circle to get there. Fighting a few enemies along the way. Wait, I guess what other move is? Yeah, I guess against the normal enemies, the chance of using it, I don't know how often it will happen, but as soon as we hit an enemy that has his own bars, and we can see it coming, why won't we use it, right? I like it so far. Haven't used the whole blocking mechanism at all, but it does feel powerful, doesn't it? Hey, what's that? A hell diver. Might as well. So far in the open, it will definitely be recharged by the time we reach down. Just 10 gil.
Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together.
Did we?
Accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived, but you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, falling.
Too big. Ooh, straight up his keister. Yeah, he's gonna feel that in the morning. Yeah, and like I said before, I think with every icon we add to our list, the more versatile we get. And I like the moveset that gives us a lot of hits, because at first, of course, they feel a lot more powerful, because like you're pounding the heck out of your enemies. And because they are newer, of course, they are more attuned for to be more powerful, because why else would you use a new move if it isn't more powerful than the one you already had? At least that's my theory. We have to, of course, see it in practice. But with Kupka, I'm really certain that it is more powerful than the other moveset. And if I had to say that, which other ones, aspect-wise, am I interested in? That's of course Odin's like destroy attack, the Zanzuken, and of course Bahamut's maybe Mega Flare, because those are like iconic moves.
Who do you think those soldiers were in the inn?
Will there be a teleporting waystone here as well?
So, Lord Cook has found.
Or at least near town.
There she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
We're so close to the inn. Let's just press on and see what we can find. And the town, it does look like it's in the middle of an oasis, in the middle of a desert. What better place for making a town?
Look, there. Those are ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehere. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Don't worry. We know you have our backs when we need it.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Just not to blow our cover, so to speak. I wonder who's staying upstairs. Would that be the person we're looking for? Wait. He's here? So close?
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. You must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
She's gonna see Clive downstairs, isn't it? So close, yet so far.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Kupka, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you.
He was just a little bit too loud.
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
Is he going to try to help, or is he just trying to assess the situation?
You two are travelers, are you not?
Probably the latter.
Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two. Friend.
You think, let's eat quickly before we have to fight. Oh no, he's just getting out of the way.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
Like I said, I like Uncle.
Take him.
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
Okay, so it does count as a block even if the timing isn't right. That's actually really good. Enemies slain. So much ability points I still need. Keep them coming.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Slightly more seasoning. I'm sure she'll let the chef know.
Now's our chance.
Isn't she gonna tell him who's downstairs?
Your Grace?
I'm fine.
He's near.
Clive?
That's why he kept Feather with him.
What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
I'm sure you could tell him. Really. Yeah, he can see the way they escaped. So close.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
Well, I do want to explore the town a little bit more before we do that. Who knows what kind of interesting thing we're gonna find in here.
Like eating a cloud.
Once you go flat, you just want bread.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
What was all that crashing and banging about?
Why is the tavern shut?
Yeah, there was a slight issue. Don't know who caused it, but...
Sorry, but the master's not here at the moment. All orders have to go through him.
You could melt butter in that furnace. Get it stoked.
In exchange for one greatsword forged to the specification hereunder, Red Rooster Trading will pay the sum of 1,000 gil. Alright, we have that. We've got a bit more than that, courtesy of Uncle. And of course, you know the reason for me checking things out. There might be chests. And I never say no to free items.
If anything's damaged, it's the latch.
Come on, it's a town. There has to be at least one chest somewhere.
A word of advice, traveller. You see pots like this around town, you leave them alone. Unlike where you come from, fresh water's in short supply around these parts. We store what little rainwater we get in these pots for, well, not a rainy day, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, to trade with. I can imagine rain and drinkable water is a very valuable commodity that you can trade. Let's see if we can talk to the waitress. Don't come here again.
The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you. The least you can do is let us clean up in peace. I told the guard those soldiers started it. Don't need any more trouble.
Thank you. That's all I can ask for. Ah, there it is. Nooks and crannies. Only goblin coins, really? I want an item that I can use for crafting something, not like items that they're just meant to be sold.
I need to drink.
Genuine cactuar needles, imported from across the sea. Just one prick and your little sparrow will sing. What do you want to prick? Is this like a performance enhancer or something? Never thought cactuar needles would be used in that way. Chunks of wirite, perfect.
1,000 gil from...
It's all the fault of this blasted war. The moment they find out you're from the Empire, they flat out refuse to do business with you.
Won't you come and play, handsome?
Ooh. I would love to, but
Your arms are like iron.
we are otherwise engaged. Where's back where we were? Just trying to be a little bit more thorough. Besides, it's a beautiful town. Uh-oh. Yeah, I remember those guys.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Cid. Cid's other collaborators have all been people of means. The wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamil is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Well, or who's extremely influential. Yeah, in a moment. We still have one corner we haven't checked yet. Yeah. Another coin. Come on, what did I just say? Give me unique crafting material. Because I'm not going to sell these things, really.
Good day, my lord.
Good day. We do not have one, but the damage reduction is so significant that I'm not even going to waste time on that. A Hunter's Armcloth. And Breath of Lightning. Both very intriguing, but I think the Desert Rose, if at any place we could get it here in the desert. All potions are filled except our elixir, and don't think that's necessary at this point.
Thank you for your custom.
Thank you for letting me browse.
Light it for Gilbert's sake.
I'd be right there with you too.
This river runs all the way to the southern seas. They used to load the crystal onto barges and sail it to the villages downstream. Before the canyons were lost to beasts and bandits. When I was a girl, I would wave to the boatmen as they set off on their long journey, and they would throw me sweetmeats in return. Such happy times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would throw their sweet meat around. Yeah, I can understand what you mean by that. But yes, I think I'm gonna leave the investigation to who is the most influential person in town. I'm gonna leave that for the next episode. Because we explored the town, we found the chests that are in town. We just have to know who's the most influential person. And I think when they see it's gonna work for us, we're probably gonna use that boat over there to go down the river past the guards. I think that would be the most logical spot. We just need someone to tell us before the game lets us do that. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. If you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time. Like I said, while we investigate more of this town. See you then. Bye bye.